Assalamu alaikum and welcome back. It's 20 past 12, and we're speaking to the beautiful Quraisha Baig, who is a clinical psychologist based in Pietermaritzburg. I also have Sister Sarah Bamji with me, and we're going to be chatting about mental health now in Ramadan. Assalamu alaikum, Quraisha, and welcome back to the show.
Wa alaikum salam wa rahmatullah. Thank you for having me back. It's lovely to be
It's a
back.
pleasure. How's your Ramadan been?
Um, Tiring, but good. It's a
I think
difficult
we
month with the disrupted sleep.
Yes, no. That's one of my questions that I wanted to ask you is how do we balance that? How do we balance that, lack of sleep, not eating, for our mindset?
I was just chatting to somebody yesterday and I was saying, I hate the question about balance. Everybody is so different. It's hard to find a specific recipe, if I could put it to you that
Mhm.
way. But I think it's part of the month, it's part of being present in the month. And I think you just got to make sure that you're disciplined enough to catch up in between, but find what works for you. I mean, for
Mhm.
me, one of the things is I keep telling myself it's sunnah to have a nap after
Yeah.
Zohar. So that's what I do. And it helps me get through the day.
Oh, subhanallah. Okay, for me, I can't nap during the day. For some odd reason, I feel sick. When I wake up, my body is like, oh no, I shouldn't have done that. So yeah, I don't know about you, Saira. What do you do to maintain that balance?
Uh, yeah, I agree with the after the her taking a nap, but I
Mhm.
must admit I crash after Maghrib. After iftar, I literally crash. I can't do much afterwards. So I have a rest. I don't rush to get into my Isha and Taraweeh, etc.
Mhm.
immediately after. I rest, and even if I have a bit of a nap, I do that. And then I
Mhm.
get up, and then Alhamdulillah, I'm able to take the rest of the night as it comes, Alhamdulillah. But I'm learning to listen to my body now.
Yes.
I think it's
Yes.
coming with age. I'm learning to listen to my body.
Yeah, no, same here. I'm also learning to listen to my body. Sometimes my body won't, it just gives in. So it's like, I don't care whether you're listening or not, you're going to lay down, you're going to pass out, and you're going to sleep. So that's what my body's doing now. It's taking over the mind. So yeah. Hence the question about finding the balance. My question again, I've got another question. How can individual people feelings of when they feel isolated? I think that's what the question is. Feelings of isolation or loneliness during Ramadan and Eid, especially if they're away from their families. How can how can you assist with some advice there, Kuresha?
Sure, that's a really tough one. Hey, I mean, I really
Mm.
feel for those people because it's such a community orientated day.
Hmm.
Um, I even remember this happened to me once when I was on campus. We had to come back in the holidays because there was some weird exam, and my sister and I spent Eid alone. It's a terrible feeling.
Hmm.
I think one of the things is just remembering the wisdom of Ramadan and Eid itself is about a celebration of self. The entire month is really a mindful month, keeping you in the here and now, challenging you, resetting your body. And I think perhaps it's a day then, which maybe gets lost in our celebration in the way that we do it, but it's a day to really reinforce what you've accomplished in that month because
Hmm.
people think it's easy. It's a difficult, trying month, and we've really achieved a lot because we stay so present in the moment. Often we be able to push our anxiety to the background. We move past our depressive feelings. We really challenge our own mental health.
Mm.
And perhaps a day of gratitude and reflection on all that they've accomplished for that day and that month would be a really nice thing. But also, as Sister Sarah said, just to really listen to your body and perhaps catch up on all that sleep in one day.
That could work. That could work. I think so too. And in what ways can community support members who may be struggling with mental health issues during Ramadan and Eid?
I think the biggest difficulty is stigma around mental health, and I think
Hmm.
the more we have an open um, an open shared space around that, the more I think we can gain support. So I think just people with mental health are often so afraid of that stigma, they tend to withdraw. And I think
Hmm.
if we can keep an eye out for those people that are withdrawing, reach out to them, invite them over for an iftar or just to create a shared accepting space of invitation, I think that in itself is a very, very powerful thing. We underestimate the impact of connection just to
Mhm.
keep us present and safe. So I think that is really a nice place to start. Just looking out for those people, keeping an eye out for them, and inviting them into your space. It will do
Okay.
so much.
My next question is going to leads into this. How do we know the signs of someone who is withdrawing?
So we'll notice that people tend to get quiet, they don't respond to our messages, they stop engaging socially. At work, you'll find they're less communicative, they tend to look really tired. Um, yeah, you can notice their performance decrease overall. So at work, you might notice that they're not putting in as much effort. They seem less motivated. So you'll start to see those subtle signs. I think
Hmm.
fatigue is a big one. People often feel
Mm,
fatigued just before they withdraw, and you'll notice it's like this chronic daily presentation of disinterest, loss of motivation, quiet. Yeah. I think it's
just
those
like
things that are the
down.
most prominent things. Yeah, you'll notice it generalized down. And I think with people that are presenting more with anxiety, one of the telltale signs initially is little habits that form. It'll be like biting fingers or biting the skin around
Hmm.
fingers, um, but just a general restlessness about their behavior. And that's another key, a key feature.
Yeah.
Mm.
Jazakallah for sharing. What advice would you give someone experience a sense of loss, and sadness during Eid, which is typically, like we know, it's a time of joy, laughter, celebration. So, with someone experiencing a loss, like Sarah, she's experienced two losses, one before Ramadan and one after Ramadan. How can what advice do you give someone experiencing that loss?
When we have loss, it's interesting, hey, we often withdraw and get resentful about having that depth of connection in the first place that was taken away from us. And I think actually the biggest thing we should be doing is counterintuitive to that. We should actually
Hmm.
be celebrating all the connection that we do have in our life that is going to carry us through that period of loss. So I would
Hmm.
say to those people, share in that connection with others. Those people are there to support you through that loss and to carry you through the loss. And I know Islamically, we really consider a loss during Ramadan such a gift for those that have been through it. And I think, we need to celebrate in the individual's life. I would, do things like create a little memory box in a memory book
Hmm.
of the shared time you had together and all the people involved in that extended circle. So we can recognize that that connection exists on in those people around us and we can lean into that for support. Um, at the moment, I'm finding such depth and wisdom that comes from these writing efforts, whether it's journaling or
Hmm.
guided writing. And I really think something like a memory book about that loved one that you've lost is so powerful. A book or a box where you put in things that you shared together, even if it's little notes that you've written about experiences you've had together. But I think it's a really nice way to cement that relationship and for you to go back to that whenever you need it.
Mm, beautiful. Okay, I haven't actually thought of a box. That's something different here. Maybe journaling, but the box sounds very interesting. Sarah, do you want to add anything to Croatia?
How are you?
Okay, can you hear me? Okay,
I can hear you.
okay, perfect. I just lost you for a moment.
Okay. No, I'm loving the advices, Quraisha, mashallah. I love the idea that you speak about the memory box or the journaling, or the writing. I find there's a lot of healing that takes place through writing. And I think we underestimate the wisdom behind writing, because besides the healing, writing actually allows you to see a way forward, and it comes through from within.
Hmm.
So subhanallah, I think that is something we should be encouraging a lot of people to do. um, the other thing is, I wish we could go back to a little bit of the old days, in how we lived as communities, because I think there was a lot of wisdom in. It really gets the bad rap these days, but there was a lot of wisdom in living together as families and having extended families and living in communities where you were in and out of each other's houses, because I think a lot of mental health issues, obviously not, I'm not talking about the very in-depth serious issues, but I'm talking about like picking up the signs. We got to experience that a lot before, quicker, that you'd be able to see that a person is slipping away
Mm.
quicker because you're connecting with people on a more daily basis. So you are able to see that happening, and you're able to actually grab that person's hand a lot quicker and say, "Eh," even if it was
True.
someone within that tribe or that village or that community was able to pick that up. So sadly, I think the way our lives are now, where we're living so much more independent, isolated, individualistic sort of lives, we're getting to miss some very significant things about surviving. Because surviving was never meant to be done in isolation. We were always
Mm.
meant to be with people.
Subhanallah. Jazakallah
Can
so
I
much, Shaira,
can
for
I just
sharing.
add to that? Because
Yes, yes, please. Or you know
I think
what?
there's
We're going to an ad break. Sorry, Croatia. Can you hear me? Let's go into
yes.
an ad break. Hold that thought. When we get back, then you can go into that. Jazakallah.
South Africa. This is Salam Media, keeping you company this Ramadan.
Shimmer, sparkle, captivate. Nothing less than a masterpiece. Droplets of gold inspires precious design. Platinum bursts with intricate freshness. And every pure diamond becomes more than just a girl's best friend. Voda Gold Gem Jewelers, where timeless dreams become a reality. Come to us. We tailor-make designer gold, platinum, and diamond jewelry. Trade in or remodel your old gold. Clad yourself with classy name-branded watches. We offer insurance valuation and free zakat calculation. Visit us at 534 Ridge Road, Overport, or call 031 208 9142. Voda Gold Gem Jewelers, manufacturers of fine gold and diamond jewelry.
This Ramadan, spread the love with Sunshine D margarine, the perfect addition to your seri table for spreading, baking, and cooking. Sunshine D is rich in essential vitamin A, E, and D, and is the tastiest way to get their day or night started. Sunshine D tastes nice, no lies.
When the perfect blend of stylish decor, exquisite halal cuisine, and warm hospitality come together, it could only mean Al Bayt Lodge, your true home away from home. Al Bayt is the ideal heaven for families, business people, and tourists, with its 4-star family rooms and other luxurious facilities, conveniently situated close to Port Elizabeth Airport, the beach, and other amenities. Your stay will be truly unforgettable, as you'll be taking home lasting memories of the warm hospitality, the serenity and tranquility that Al Bayt has to offer. For reservations, call 041 583 6415 or visit www.albaytlodge.co.za.
Abu Huraira narrated that he heard the Prophet Muhammad, may the peace and blessings of Allah be upon him, say, "In black seed there is a healing for every disease except death." This Ramadan, experience the health benefits of this ancient blessed seed by using the Tib Black Seed range. Black seed assists the body to boost immunity, regulate blood sugar levels, reduce inflammation, and act as a potent antioxidant. Experience a holistic approach to health by introducing the Tib Black Seed range into your Ramadan routine. Available in capsules, pure cold-pressed oil, and a vapor rub. Trust Tib Health Sciences for quality black seed products. For more information, visit blackseed.co.za. Available at leading pharmacies.
This Ramadan, join hands with Muslim hands to make a meaningful difference in the lives of millions worldwide. Your zakah and sadaqah can be the lifeline for those in need. Together we can nourish the hungry in South Africa and across the globe, offer clean water to impoverished communities, empower women with sustainable livelihoods, and bring relief to families grappling with the aftermath of natural disasters and conflict. Be their beacon of hope today. Connect with us at muslimhands.org.za or dial 021 633 6413 to extend your support.
Why should private hospital care be restricted to the privileged few? Join South Africa's first and only fully Sharia-compliant emergency medical takaful and wellness plan and receive up to 250,000 Rand individual or 575,000 Rand family emergency medical cover at a private hospital. With Emergivac Sharia, you enjoy immediate cover with no waiting periods, no exclusions for pre-existing conditions, and no restrictions on network hospitals. Skip the public hospital queues. Simply download the Emergivac app and register online or SMS Sharia to 40777. Emergivac Sharia, for when serious emergencies require seriously fast response.
Salam Media, your spiritual companion this Ramadan.
Assalamu alaikum and welcome back. I'm chatting with my sister Sarah Bamji as well as Quraisha Baig. We are talking mental health in Ramadan. And before we went into a break. I know Quraisha wanted to share something because Sarah was talking about how we live in an isolated or an independent state now, as opposed to living with a lot of family, and we lack, so we can't pick up the signs of someone withdrawing. Quraisha, you wanted to add to that?
Yes, I just really appreciate Sister Sarah's comment. You know, there's such wisdom in that. And I know it's not the norm, but I live in an extended family situation at the moment, and I absolutely love it. I don't know what I would do without that support. There's just people to pick up your pieces, even when you're not functioning at your best or when life gets so demanding. So I really appreciate the comment and the wisdom in that. She's 100% like on the button there. I really wish we could do it more. I think the key is just to having boundaries when you're doing it so that it works well. But I think it's really real wisdom. So I really appreciated that comment.
Beautiful. Beautiful. Okay, now we're going to take it a little bit away from mental health and we want to know more about you. Okay. And I've asked these questions earlier to my guests earlier, but I want to know, what was your earliest memory of Ramadan and how did it make you feel?
My earliest memory would have been the first time I kept a full fast. I think that was a sense of such great achievement. You know, I think we all have that. It's so much a part of our culture that when we're able to do it and accomplish it, it feels like such a great achievement. And I think, gosh, I can't remember. It must have been 5, 6, 7, around that age.
Oh, and you still remember that, mashallah. I don't know if I could remember. Okay, my earliest memory would be when I was a little girl, yeah. And going to granny's house when the aunts used to all meet up at my granny's house, and what we do is while the parents are sharing their cookies and biscuits and distributing it amongst themselves, we used to go and look to see if we can't sight the moon. So yeah, that is one of my earliest memories. That's the only earliest memory I have, and yeah, we need to work with the mental health there, right? And then again, another thing is, what comes for you? What has come out of this Ramadan for you? What has stood out most this Ramadan?
Oh, that's a tough question. This Ramadan has been really challenging. You know, all your questions actually really resonated with me when you asked them, because it's been an exhausting month. There's been a lot of loss around in family and extended family as well. For me, and I think maybe that's why I mentioned it so much and I use those words so often, but really it's been an appreciation of the connection that exists. You know, we forget the valuable people we have in our lives and we take them for granted.
True.
And that connection, it's really a gift to us. You know, it speaks to our heart, and just having that safety in your life really opens up a door for you that accesses something deeper within yourself and makes you brave enough to step out, to engage differently. It just holds you. And I think this Ramadan, I'm really appreciative of the people I have in my life. They have been phenomenal, whether it's supporting each other through loss or picking up our pieces or just encouraging and holding us. think for me, that's really stood out. It's not so much been about personal, and I think you're right when you talk about that community stuff, looking for the moon, sharing with aunts. It's really been a month of community. And I suppose that's often what Ramadan is. Hey, that's what we really miss about it.
Which is going to lead me to my next question. How beneficial is praying together, communal prayer, on the mindset? How does that benefit the mind?
Oh, I think that benefits the mind and heart. You know, it's one of the things that I really look forward to. We're quite far from any local mosques for various reasons. So after Maghrib, all the kids, and so this extended living situation, all the kids, all of us, we get together and we read Maghrib in Jamaat, and it's amazing. It really fills my heart, and the kids love it too. You know, when they were younger, after the Farah Salah, they used to come and sit on my lap, and we'd all make dua together. These things are such little gifts and wisdom in Islam. It's one of the things that really draws me to Islam, this gift and wisdom we have in all these practices that we do. So prayer and communal prayer is important on so many levels. It's that sense of togetherness, but even something in that vocal, the way that there's that vocal presence and that physical presence, that standing side by side when we say Ameen together. Lots of these little things resonate into a very sensory experience. And I think we don't maybe get enough of that hidden behind screens, but it's a moment that really roots you in the present. There's lots of wisdom in all our little practices that we do.
Subhanallah.
Sorry, I'm not sure if that answered everything. I'm very
That's
passionate about these
perfect.
things, so I've gone
No,
off on
I
a little
feel it. I
tangent.
can feel it. You are doing pretty well. Jazakallah. I know, Sarah, you wanted to jump in. I know we're going to ask a few questions and have a twist to it as well. I'm handing it over to you now, Sarah.
Okay. I just simply love that response, Sister Quraisha, because it's interesting. As you were speaking about the experience with the Jamaat, the Salah and Jamaat, Alhamdulillah, it's so refreshing and so different when now my child is now a young man, so he's Alhamdulillah able to lead the Salah. And there's such beauty in where the roles get reversed, but simply still not entirely reversed. But this Allah just reminds us so much that leadership is from a person of strength and knowledge at the time of what the situation is, and the more knowledgeable one takes the lead. Subhanallah. So it's got really nothing to do with the age factor, which I think in our automatic response would have been, no, you're the young one, you can't, so subhanallah, there's just so much of reflection and in-depth profoundness to the acts of worship that Allah has subhanallah afforded us in this beautiful deen, and it continuously allows for us to be looked after by each other and simultaneously look after self, that relationship that we share through acts of worship, whether it be our salah, whether it be our fasting. Subhanallah, Allah has truly gifted us a very unique lifestyle in Islam, which I think we often take for granted or don't actually realize at all in some cases as well. So, Jazakallah for sharing that with us. Alhamdulillah.
Alhamdulillah.
I think, can we go into something a little more lighthearted now, Yasmin? Or do I have room to ask one more serious question?
I think we could do, something lighthearted, but I know Quraisha wanted to respond to your comment there. So maybe
Okay.
Quraisha can respond. One last serious question, and then we can go into something a little bit less, something more lighthearted. Quraisha?
Just to add that, what you said about like your young man taking the lead, it's quite a rite of passage for them as well. Hey, it's a gift that we give to them when we're able to stand behind them and sort of trust them in leading Salah for us. I have the same experience, and it's really a gift to the children as well as to us.
Yeah,
Ameen.
subhanallah, ameen.
Subhanallah.
Okay,
serious question?
So my serious question is this: obviously, with the work that you do, you approach your work not only from an Islamic perspective, right? But are you able, or have you, or do you perhaps bring Quran into how you would necessarily treat your patients? Have you dabbled in that field, or how do you do that?
So there's this lovely question. So I'm so passionate about these things, so you're going to have to just excuse me. There's this idea, there's this misnomer that psychology, and we get this idea of sort of Western psychology, is really far removed from Islamic principles. And yet I think it isn't. I think everything we teach every day, everything we encourage people to practice is based on deep wisdom which Islam already has built into it. And so often I'd be making reference to things with my Muslim clients. I'd reference things and I'd actually say to them, it's not really only about the ritual of what we do. There's deep psychological wisdom in so many of these practices.
Subhanallah.
So for me, the two merge so well and it's so easy to engage. I think, and the way in which it's happened around me, I always feel like it's given me a deeper sense of love and understanding towards Islam. I often feel sad that we're taught rituals, we're not taught meaning behind the
Yes.
rituals. You know, I often say to people, why do you read Salah? They'll say to me, because we're supposed to. And then we go into the wisdom behind it, the practice behind it. And it's not just for then my Muslim clients, because then I'll take that principle to others and I'll say, take a 5-minute walk a couple of times in your day. Take a 5-minute walk, breathe outside, be present in the moment. And so it may not be specifically using those things, but it's all rooted in practices that we have in our lives that have such depth and wisdom. In reference to specific Islamic verses, perhaps not specific verses, because I really want to be mindful of others' beliefs. But definitely with my Muslim clients, we'll be drawn into Islamic phrases, verses, du'as that we read, and unpacking them a bit more so we can appreciate the nuances in that which we've perhaps missed all along. And holding on to those things really opens up something for us and gives us a depth in meaning. But definitely
Subhanallah.
with my Muslim clients, yeah, we talk through lots of verses.
Beautiful, mashallah.
Nice. Allah take you from strength to strength, my sister. I mean,
Inshallah.
Ameen.
Ameen.
Ameen. Okay, Sarah, we're going quickly for your some light-hearted game that you wanted to play. I'm actually nervous.
you're nervous.
Me
Don't be
too.
nervous. Don't be nervous. It's gonna be lots of fun. It's gonna be
Yeah.
lots of fun. Okay, so we're gonna do a quick rapid fire round of rapid fire questions. Okay,
Okay.
and I'll ask. So we can do this one of two ways. You people decide. I can ask the question. Both of you get a chance to answer one after the other, or I can play it with Quraisha first and then Yasmin, or Yasmin first and then Quraisha.
I don't know. I think let's just limit it between because of time. Maybe do one each, one or two
One
each. Yeah.
Okay, all
Yeah.
right.
Because
So
we have
I'll
to
ask
wrap
the
up.
question and both of you get to answer the same
Perfect.
question. All right,
Yeah.
not separately, like consecutive, like one after the other.
Yeah. So good. Quraisha can go first, and then I'll go after Quraisha. How's
Okay.
that?
All right. Okay, here we go. Quraisha,
Oh.
she's putting you in the hot seat
Quraisha's
first.
the
Huh?
guest.
Okay. All right. You know, Islamic practice is that the host leads, huh?
Oh, I knew you were gonna say something like that.
Okay,
Let's go with
let's go.
Quraisha first.
Okay, Bismillah. Quraisha, henna for Eid, yes or no?
Yes, definitely.
Yes.
Yasmin?
Yes, definitely.
Eid decor, minimalist or elaborate?
Minimalist.
Minimalist.
Eid gifts, bought or made?
Bought and made.
Yeah, I was gonna say a bit of both. Bought and wow, Quraisha, bought and made. Okay.
Yeah, mine's are also bought and made. My sister-in-law makes them, I buy them.
That's a good one.
Pant here. Eat breakfast, hearty or light?
Light.
A bit
Light.
of in
After the month
between.
has to be light.
Yeah, it's a bit of in between because mom sets a full spread, like a full spread, knowing that we're going to have lunch 2 hours later. So it is a bit of both. So we try and not disappoint mom by not eating a lot. So yeah, I don't know if it's a
It,
balance, but yeah.
Yasmin is very tactfully saying disappoint her because she's the mom who's preparing the eat table.
You see?
Okay. Ramadan journal. Keep one or too busy?
Keep one.
Yo, I've been too busy. But yeah, Yasmin, good practice. I've been too busy.
No, keep one.
Okay. Eat shopping. Team early or team last minute?
Team last minute.
Last minute. I'm trying for team early, but it's not working.
No, it never
Okay.
happens.
Suhoor, team early or team last minute?
Oh,
Team early.
Okay, well, I missed Suhoor this morning. But it was my first after many years. After many, many years.
Don't worry, it happened to me this year as well. First time. Very late. I think we had 10 minutes.
I had no minutes. I woke up at 4:59. Favorite eat snack? Sweet or savory?
Oh, eat milk. We eat milk.
Eat milk. Oh yes, can't have eat without eat milk. Boober, badam milk,
Yes.
whatever derivation
Eat
it's called.
whatever it is. Yes, I'm agreeing with you. Eat milk.
Okay.
Sweet.
All right, and the last one, eat visits. Are you be a host or a guest? Which one are you this year, Quraisha?
This year I'm guest, but only because of loss. Otherwise, normally I'm host.
Okay.
I'm host. Always host.
Okay.
I need to make an Eid where I'm a guest, inshallah, soon.
Okay. For the last few years,
I'll
been
invite you over, Yasmin. You're welcome to join us.
I mean, when I'm in Petersburg, yes.
Same. Okay, I hand back to you, Yasmin. That wasn't too bad, was it?
No, it wasn't so bad. It was actually quite fun. Jazakallah so much, ladies. Thank you so much for joining my table. Really appreciate both of you for coming back on the show, Quraisha, and shedding some light there. And to you, Saira, thank you for joining me. It is our last show. Thank you for being my co-host and having some fun with me. Really enjoyed it. So yeah, Eid Mubarak to both of you, and I hope you have a blessed Eid, inshallah. Jazakallah for spending my time with me.
Eid
Eid
Mubarak to
Mubarak.
you
Jazakallah for
both.
the opportunity.
Yeah, thanks for the opportunity as well. I'm sad to hear it's the last show.
Yeah, it's our last Ramadan special. So yeah, alhamdulillah, it's been a journey. Jazakallah for the experience. I need to say that to Salam Media as well. Thank you so much, Salam Media, for having us, for hosting us. It's been a really fun experience. And yeah, we'll see you soon again, inshallah. We're breaking for an ad.